Now you are going to have a whole lot more data than just these 5 rows here, because when you've imported your data, you're going to have 100 and whatever it was, 191 rows. So you're going to have a lot of dots over here. But at any rate, we have, say, in this case, 5 items, so we can see what's going on very easily and so forth. Now, I've already looked at the average of these. The average for the X's is 3. The average for the Y's is 12. And I've just written a note here. So the way I added a note was I just came in here and clicked Note. And so now that I have that, all I have to do to try to set this line so that it always contains the point 312 is I say y equals m, okay, because I don't know what the slope is yet, and then parentheses x minus 3, and then plus the 12. So this is the point slope form. There's my point, there's my slope m, but I don't know what it is, so I'll add a slider. I just click on m, and now there's a line. And notice when I do that line, it's pivoting right there, but well, it's kind of hard to see down here, but that's x equal 3 and y equal 12. So that's the point 312, and so no matter what I do with this, I always contain that line. And so now I can slide it up like this, and and I can decide, do I think that's it? Sure, that might be it, around 3.4, 3.5, somewhere in there. Now, actually, I happen to know the best answer is 4. I made the data that way. But you can kind of see why I would think the best answer is 4, even if I didn't know it, is I've got, two data points above the line, 2 data points below the line. They look like they're about the same distance in each case, and then 1 data point right on the line. I think that's pretty darn good, and so I would guess the slope is 4. Now, for one extra little thing, suppose this started out and it was between -1 and 1 for whatever reason. Now, it's going to be between -10 and 10 when it comes up, but notice, I do this and I see, oh, I'm up against the edge and it needs to be bigger. And so, again, remember, you can always just kind of change things. Well, I could just make that 10, and in this case, when I made it 10, I can see it's too big. It's too steep, and so I'm just going to leave it there at 10, and now I'm going to slide it down, and, I get to there, and I go, oh, that looks great, and, oh, there's my 4. And so now I know that y equals 4 times x minus 3. Now I don't really have to type this in here because I've already got it with the m being 4, but I can do it in there, hardwire it in, and there it landed right on top, and there I have it. And I can figure out what my y-intercept is if I want to by multiplying through, and actually turns out this is looks like a proportional type relationship, because when I take 4 times -3, I get -12, plus 12, I get 0. So this just looks like y equal 4x, and there it's going through the origin. I didn't mean to make it that way in that case, but it did contain this point 312. Okay, and that's the idea, is once I have the data in there and I know the average, I can plug it into my point slope form like this, and then just use a slider to help me find the right answer for m. I don't have to use a slider. I could just keep changing the number here. I could have gone, oh, well, I'll try a 1. No, that's no good. Backspace 2. No, that's no good. 3. No, that's no good. And let me go, 6. Oh, that's too big. Come back. 5. No, no good. 4. Oh, yeah, it looks great. Okay, so I don't have to use a slider, but I think a slider's a kind of a nice way to do it. Okay, so that's the idea of fitting a set of data that might not go through the origin. Now this did. It wasn't really supposed to or anything. But if I know its average for each column, so the average of the x's, average of the y's, I can use that, put it in this point slope form, and just mess with the slope. Then I don't have to worry about the intercept. I can find the intercept when I've finally decided what the slope is. Okay, so that's fitting our data using a point slope form.